Peace and blessings, Black Excellence family. Welcome to week 9 with Professor Jihad Uhuru. This is Black Excellence African American Studies Online. All right. Now, I really hope you guys, let me tell you, if you have not been watching these videos, you need to, because everybody's grades have been reflected by them watching or not watching. I can tell who's watching or not watching these videos. Reason I'm saying that because if you guys look on your midterms, right? A lot of questions you missed because you guys went and Googled the answer. You cannot Google the answer because Google don't know this. Google don't have this. Google is Eurocentric. Google is not Afrocentric. Google is not Babalaoye. Google is not Shango. Google is not Ogun. Google is a Eurocentric device. Understand that. So a lot of your answers are going to be wrong. When I speak even in assignments or when I do these videos, I let you know what I need you to know, usually. Now, please, you guys, this week we are still on our Black Sheroes series. I've extended another week because there's so many Black women that have added things to history, and so many Black women that were so relevant in our resistance and in our revolutionary freedom, all throughout enslavement, even before enslavement. And today, this week we're going to focus on, I think it's 5 phenomenal Black women in history. And since the movie Harriet Tubman has just recently been released, so you know the first one is going to be Harriet Tubman. But I want you to learn a little bit about a different Harriet Tubman than what you learned in the school systems. You're probably going to learn a whole lot about Harriet Tubman in the school systems. In your school system, but I want you to go look at the YouTube. I really would love you guys to go see the movie because it's an excellent movie on here, and I would love to hear what you guys have to say about the movie. And I want to thank you so much, Miss Littlejohn. That was a heck of an article you sent me from The Undefeated. You might want to go to theundefeated.com and look up the N-word or the word nigga. The history of it and how enslaved people felt about it being used back during times of enslavement. Very, very good article in theundefeated.com. Anyway, so yes. But Harriet Tubman, Sojourner Truth is another one. Ellen Craft, you probably haven't heard too much about Ellen Craft. This sister was from Macon, Georgia. Her and her husband are from Macon, Georgia. So this is a Georgia woman. You got Ella Baker also, which is very, very deep. Those are the ones that we're giving primary focus to this week. And what I want you to do, you guys, I want you to write a 1-page or 250 double-spaced words on each Sheru. And again, if you didn't listen to last week's video, I keep saying Sheru. What's a Sheru? Okay. Like I told you, Heru, H-E-R-U, Heru, is how you pronounce it, but you mean Heru or whatever, was the first and oldest known Immaculate Conception. It was the first Jesus story, 5,000 years before Jesus or Yeshua HaMashiach or whatever you want to make call this person who has supposedly been a savior for all the peoples. Anyway, the word hero is Greek. But a lot of the Greek language, a lot of your Greek guys, all your Greek stuff, a lot of Greek stuff was stolen from indigenous African people. Why? Because you got to understand, Alexander the Great's daddy sent Alexander the Great, supposedly great, to Ionia. Ionia was where the great Egyptian mystery schools were. It took 40 years to become a priest. Well, Alexander the Great's son, Alexander the Great, he spent 7 years in the Egyptian mystery schools, learning what they had to teach him. But it took 40 years. Remember, it takes 40 years for you to understand all the mysteries, and you got seven years, you got almost a sixth. You got less than 20% of that understanding, and 20% of less than 20% understanding is not a sufficient amount of understanding to get you to evolve and think like the indigenous Africans did. So Alexander the Great then summarily came back and tried to destroy everything that the Africans did. First thing he did was kind of try to destroy the libraries. Tried to destroy all the libraries of Alexandria. Alexandria in Kemet, Lower Kemet, was these great libraries of all. And remember, these texts were done by hand. So we didn't have a printing press. So each book was written by hand, you guys. Each one written by hand. In these journals. So when you burn these, you got it's a wrap. There's no written proof that it's ever been done or whatever. So it's easy for them to steal it, like this, like the God conceptualization. Didn't understand it, stole it, and you had all these multiple gods, Thor and Isis and all this stuff that came from our indigenous spiritual belief system that was there, that is still there, that is still ingrained there. So again, the word Heru, well, his father was Asar, okay, and his mother was Aset. See, and the Greeks changed that to was like Thor. I think Thor was Asar, and Aset was Isis, and the son was Horus. That's the Greek names. So Horus. So the word Heru came from Horus, okay, which was come from Heru. So that's what the word hero comes from. So when I say Sherus, that is really the proper name for hero, because it came from Heru, from Sheru. So Sheru means and what is a hero? A hero is a savior. That's all. A hero is a savior. A hero is someone comes to save. These women were Sherus. They were great heroes that came to save the people from their own ignorance. Okay, so now a little bit in depth on that right there, but I just hope you guys can understand a little bit better. And it's so important for us to, and the reason I really want to spend all this time on these black shadows is because women, period, black or white women, they don't, they're always the third or fourth class citizens. We marginalize women. We all do. Black women, white women, black males, white males. We all marginalize women because so much that we don't even understand. And we don't know because history has written women out as far as revolutionary warriors, fighters, freedom fighters, and things like that. But I'm bringing it back. This is history right here. Harriet Tubman, Sojourner Truth, Ellen Craft, and Ella Baker. You ought to write a one-page, 250-space paper on each schedule. Answer these questions for each schedule. Listen to me, you guys. Number 1, 3 ways she impacted freedom for people of color. Number 2, what led each woman to do what they did for freedom? Number 3, what and where did they live? When and where did they live? And what were the conditions like for black folks during that time? What kind of condition did they have to endure, physical and or psychological? Number 4, how did their enemies and how did their friends respond to their means? That means, how did they respond to the ways that they were trying to get freedom for themselves and or for others? Like how did they, and obviously the friends would be black folks and white abolitionists who supported freedom during that time. The enemies would be the house nigga or the house slave if it was enslavement or whatever. The enemy would also be slave master, anybody who is acceptant of the slave master's acts. All right. Number 5, what impacted you most about each Shedu's journey? Now, minimum of 250 words per Shedu. Now, I'm counting the words, you guys. You guys will come off of the words, but you have to answer these questions succinctly. Do not try to do 1 sentence or 2 sentence answers. That's not what we're about here. We are trying to understand and talk about these particular women of great influence. You can use these videos. You can go beyond these videos that I have, but these are just a few videos that I have on under your syllabus. Under week 9, it has the directions and it has the videos. Also under assessments, under the assignments, you have the same videos and you have the directions again. But I tell you guys, please don't shortcut. Please take your time. You know, I know it may seem like wow, 4 pages. Yes, 4 pages because it's an online class. 1 page for each. Because these women deserve way more than a page each. I said minimum 1 page. So if you are so inclined, you can write a book on each woman. I don't care. I will read it. I will do the assignment. I will grade it. Because especially all of our African American men and all of our African American women in this class, please, because of the simple fact that you're not taught about great women during history, about what they did other than little bullet points. I want you to get into this. Get into Harriet Tubman. Massage the literature. Get into Sojourner Truth. Understand what she says when she says, I ain't a woman. What is that? What is that poem about I ain't a woman? What does it exemplify? Who is it talking about? Listen to the passion for what she has. Listen to this black queen. Listen to this black woman. Ellen Craft. Listen to her story. Listen to the story of this woman who was born by who had an African American mother and a white slave master father in Macon, Georgia. See how their journey, her and her husband's journey, was for freedom, to escape and to have children or whatever. Ella Baker, oh my gosh, powerful sister, powerful revolutionary sister during the civil rights movement. Maybe probably the most powerful sister during the civil rights movement as far as her raw activism. You know, I mean, this sister was, reminded me like the Malcolm X of, in the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, or the Malcolm X of the South. So Ella Baker was strong, you guys. So please, go beyond what I'm asking you to do. Okay, go beyond this and shine, especially every black woman in this class, especially. Because these are who you need to know. And I've extended this one more week because next week we're going to continue. Next week next week is going to be more exciting because we're going to talk about women who are still alive, who are still making moves. We're going to talk about women in hip hop who are making moves. Next week, we're going to talk about women who are in business, women who were revolutionary during the Black Panther movement, and we're going to talk about our former First Lady next week. But this is this week. I want to thank you guys very much. If you have any questions or concerns, you can text me. Especially, the first form of communication is text. All right. Thank you very much. Peace, you guys. Enjoy your week. Look forward to reading these great papers. And again, thank you, Ms. Littlejohn, for sending me that great piece on the Undefeated. And you guys, if you have anything of black promise in the community or in our world community that you think that I would like to see, please send it to me. Because I look at all these because it's very important. Because understand, you guys are our future generations of leaders. And if you see something that you think that I should teach, please send it to me because I'm going to teach it. Trust me. Ms. Littlejohn, that piece is going to be taught in my other African American Studies classes on Monday of this week, Monday or Tuesday of this week. So thank you again so much for sending me that great piece from The Undefeated. Thank you very much. Peace, you guys. You guys have a great week. All right, bye-bye.